In this talk, I will present the research project of the Electroacoustic Music Studies Asia Network, EMSAN. The project is conceived as a comprehensive body of references for the musicological study of electronic music in East Asia. EMSAN was developed as a project for research in the field of musicology. The databases, however, should easily be usable for other goals, promotion of music, for instance. The databases are but one program among the EMSAN Network Research Project. The project was conceived since its beginning as a research tool resting on a comprehensive database of music works in electroacoustic and computer music. All the works listed in the database had to be linked to East Asia, as will be presented below. Other outcomes were also envisioned. A regular meeting was to be organized yearly. An EMSAN Day was indeed held each year in various countries in Asia. Another outcome was foreseen as publication of books. All those goals have been met. The project itself was initiated at Sorbonne University. This was in 2007. It was helped in its development by the National Taiwan Normal University. An initial prototype of the database was developed at NTNU. In 2012, the development of the database was taken over by Sorbonne University, and one computer scientist conceived a database management system which is still used today. It is fast, robust, reliable, and accessible anywhere in the world. In the public interface, this is an example of an entry, and it shows how a piece is presented. In this case, it is a tape piece by Japanese composer Yuasa Joji. The main aspects of the production have been gathered to be useful for musical research and investigation. As you can see, it's multilingual. Another entry, this one shows a piece by Chinese composer He Shuntian for Dreams. Although not strictly an electronic music piece, it uses an electronic erhu with orchestra, and it was decided that it would be interesting for researchers to include this piece in the database. Here is the editor's interface, accessible to the members of the EMSAN network. There are editors and contributors in Europe, North America, and East Asia. The list of editors and contributors is often revised and changing to reflect the participation of each researcher. In the editor's interface, each entry has 34 fields. Some fields have more weight than others, and each entry must have the composer's name and the name of the piece, for instance, as well as some indication of its nature. Tape piece, mixed piece for instrument or voice and tape, mixed piece for live electronic and instrumental voice, interactive live electronic with gestural interfaces, mixed media with dance, light, projection and other media, etc. Here is a partial list of the various types of works whose modes of production and presentation or intention are clearly distinct. Another important aspect of MSAN is the organization of meetings. The first meeting, called MSAN Day, was organized during the Beijing Music Acoustica Festival in October 2008 at the Beijing Central Conservatory. Since then, there has been MSAN Days each year. They were often held at the Beijing Central Conservatory, but they also occurred during the WOCMAT workshops and in Japan with the collaboration of JJSA and JSEM in Tokyo and in Gifu. The MSAN Days give a forum to discuss electroacoustic music developments in Asia in a musicological perspective. The next MSAN Day should be held next year at Shenzhen University. Although there is no precursor of database of electroacoustic music in Asia, there has been, since the early 1960s, a number of endeavors to list the production of electroacoustic music. After having looked at the MSAN research activity, I would like to review the various projects, past or present, along the same lines, documenting the development of electroacoustic and computer music. Those projects at times focus on a specific region, or they try to encompass the global scenery of that music in the world. Those were only done in the past, and as this is now a gigantic endeavor. However, there was indeed a lack of reliable information on the presence of electroacoustic and computer music in East Asia. This is, of course, what MSAN is trying to change. The very interesting compilation by Hugh Davis, International Electronic Music Catalog, published in 1968, presents the works classified by country and studios and contains the name of the composer, the name of the work, its function, music for concert, live electronics, applied music, date, duration, number of tracks, because everything was on tape, medium, like tape or disc or other, and notes. And this is the page of the catalog. And this is the criteria used for the description of the works. When I met Hugh Davis in 1993 at an electronic music meeting in Berlin, he showed me his own copy of the catalog. It was full of handwritten annotations, corrections, and additions. Let's take the example of a piece composed by Mayuzumi Toshiro in 1953 and not in 1955, as mentioned in the handwritten note by Hugh Davis, when Mayuzumi came back from Paris. He had been the student of Tony Aubin in 1951-1952 at the Paris Music Conservatory, While in Paris, he came in contact with musique concrète invented by Pierre Schaeffer. In Davis' catalogue, it first appears as XYZ. The handwritten note by Davis corrects the title as Musique concrète notamment no XYZ. Volkmar-Hein and Thomas Seelig published the documentation of electroacoustic music in Europe. However, this is now concerning the world over, and it's only through the volunteer contribution of composers that the database is increased. So, of course, it only shows a small portion of the production. Data about around 350 studios, including private studios, concerned with the production and or the research and teaching of electroacoustic music. Data about 27,000 electroacoustic music works which have been produced or conceived at these studios in the world. Now, let's turn to publication. A major MSAN project was the publication of a special issue of the British journal Contemporary Music Review. After several years of preparation, the issue of Contemporary Music Review, volume 37, number 1 and 2, came out in 2018. All contributions were written by Asian scholars and composers. The issue is published in English, so international readers have access to a survey of Asian electroacoustic history and trends. Also in 2018, I published with a colleague a chapter for a book edited by Simon Emerson and published in the UK by Routledge. The chapter was a survey devoted to electronic music in East Asia and was an offspring from the years of research with MSAN. This year, 2020, came out a book edited by Kerry Hagan and Miller Puckett at the MIT Press, Between the Tracks. I contributed a chapter on a piece by Zhang Xiaofu, Nuori Long, a very important piece for tape and percussion, which became a multimedia symphony with the addition of dance, video, and lights. In 2020 came out a reprint from the Contemporary Music Review issue. It was published by Routledge in London. This hopefully makes the text more available to international readers, particularly because it is now available in electronic format. In conclusion, I would like to announce several events emerging from the MSAN research project. First, there will be an issue of the professional journal Organized Sound, volume 27, number 3, which will be devoted to electronic music in China. It is called Chinese Electroacoustic Music Today. The call will be published early next month, January 2021. It will be edited by Kenneth Field, with whom I did the Contemporary Music Review issue, by Liu Yangling, a Chinese scholar from Suzhou, with whom I have been in contact numerous times during the MSAN days, and me. The issue will come out in December 2022, and the deadline for submission has been set on January 14, 2022. Other events include the MSUN Day at Shenzhen University, Shenzhen Daxue, in the fall of 2021, and the Electroacoustic Music Studies Conference, EMS, in June 2022, also at Shenzhen Daxue, Shenzhen University. It will be the third time that an EMS conference is held in China, with Beijing in 2006, Shanghai 2010. Thank you very much for your attention.